Als je aan wijn denkt, denk je al gauw aan Frankrijk. Maar in Nederland wordt Zuid-Afrikaanse wijn na Franse wijn toch het meest gedronken. We gaan op bezoek bij Zevenwacht. Dit wijnhuis ligt in de wereldwijd bekende streek Stellenbosch. De place to be voor wijnliefhebbers. Maar als het gaat over wijn heeft Zuid-Afrika nog veel meer te bieden. Groot Constantia ligt in Constantia Valley, het oudste wijngebied van Zuid-Afrika. Deze wijnboerderij staat voornamelijk bekend om zijn dessertwijn, die Napoleon honderden jaren geleden al dronk.
We pioneered this industry. This is where it all started. The rest of the sort of winemaking fraternity or all the vineyards in Cape Town have developed because it all started here. We don't really see that we compete. It's more cooperation than competition.
The nice thing about South Africa's farms is there's almost a sense of camaraderie between the two, where, you know, if one finds something that works, you'll actually go and share it with somebody else. So we do have, you know, even though we are competitors, we've got a good relationship. We don't actively despise each other.
Our biggest source of income, I would say, is tourism because of the related wine sales that we get from it. So, you know, through the tourists that we welcome on the farm, we obviously try and empty their wallets while they're here, and that makes a big portion of our sales internationally.
Most of our production is based on, how can you say, anything to do with wine. So we do export quite a lot of bulk wine overseas. We do sell quite a lot of wine to different estates as well. But our main source of income is the farm's wine itself.
We get close to 450,000 tourists through the gate at Groot Constantia every year, and that obviously related to wine sales is important to us and a big number because of the fact that we have no cost to get the wine to market. It comes out the cellar and comes down to the tasting room and leaves in the tourist's hands. So as long as the vines are producing the kind of fruit they're producing, and our winemakers are making the kind of wines they're making, selling it is easy.
Maar er zijn meerdere omstandigheden die de wijn beïnvloeden. Het klimaat bijvoorbeeld. De verschillende seizoenen veranderen de smaak van de wijn.
In the summer, if you're stuck with 40 degrees Celsius heat for about 2 weeks in a row, it does tend to have an influence on your grapes. And the warmer the climate is, the more fruitier side comes out in the wines. So we do tend to be, if you're looking for, like you say, fruitier styled wines, then we're the ones to go for.
Years where we get more water, it affects the taste of the wine in terms of intensity, in terms of flavor. And then drier years we get more intense fruit, we get better bunches. Vines seem to like a little bit of stress. So, you give them a bit of stress, they push all their effort into the bunches and we get more concentrated fruit.
Depending on what you get, it's all, for us, we definitely need a very cold winter. We need like you say, not an overly hot summer. We don't want people roasting, but, just enough so you can actually get your grapes to full ripeness. The nice thing about winemaking, though, is it doesn't have that big of an influence on the soil type, because it's something that you only have one harvest a year, so you don't really you don't overwork the soil.
De bodem blijft dus redelijk intact. Maar om schadelijke bacteriën te doden worden er wel bestrijdingsmiddelen gebruikt. Niet alles gaat dus op een natuurlijke manier.
We don't say, and I don't like to say that we do things organically. We don't. There are certain pests that there's only one way to kill them, and you've got to find the best way that is best for the soil and doesn't kill the good bacteria, because you need that in your soil.
We basically plant rose bushes next to each vine, and because the rose bush is actually weaker than the vines, whatever the rose bush gets, you know what to prepare for when that specific disease strikes. So what you can then do is find alternative ways to deal with them instead of just spraying a bunch of toxins everywhere. Some of the farms will actually send ducks into the vineyards to clear out snails and bugs and anything else that shouldn't be there. So yeah, no, we've gotten quite crafty when it comes to that.
Sure, I think we're pretty close to doing it as best as possible, with a sort of mix of organic pesticides and then nature, bringing in the lady beetles, the wasps, the birds of prey, the owl box project. It's just staying away from serious poisons. That's not what we want to use.